All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeft TV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to sunny Phoenix. This is TurnLeft TV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series heads to Phoenix tonight for race number 3 in our 2020 summer season. 120 laps here, and I'm hearing that setup is a little tight, a little on the tight side. Who knows, man? Should be a great race. Phoenix always is. 5 turns, I'm going to say 5 turns here at this 1 mile oval. Should be a great race. Thanks so much for joining us. Who's going to take home the victory? Hang out, baby. It's coming up live right here on TurnLeft TV. Well, it's Phoenix, baby. It is a very, very unique track. A lot of fun here, very racy. We're going to see how things shake out here tonight on TurnLeft TV. All right, thank you so much for joining us here on TurnLeft TV. It's like I just got kicked from the server here, so we'll have to get that dial back in. So give me just a minute here. Give me a chance to reboot this bad boy. All right, hey, thanks so much for joining us. A little bit of a unsuspecting boot from the race as I was logging in, so hopefully we're okay here now. Looks like we got about 4 minutes left here in the practice session. Again, thank you so much for coming in. We'll take a look at the track here at sunny Phoenix. Like I said, this is a very unique track here. You're looking at, I think, 5 turns. I mean, the dog leg is a turn in itself, in my opinion. It's really not a straightaway there between 2 and 3. But nonetheless, very challenging track. Banking in the turns at turns 1 and 2 at 10 to 11 degrees. Banking in turn 3 at 8 degrees. Turn 4, a progressive 8 to 9 degrees. And then that dog leg's got a little bit of banking there, 10 to 11 degrees. So, very unique track, just a little over a mile in length, and very fun track. But that is Phoenix for you. Looks like about 3 minutes left here in the practice session. See how we're doing here. Givaldo Linares showing up here. You see Givaldo in here. A little Buschwackers Series, race number 3 of the 2020 season tonight. Thank you so much for joining us here on TurnLeft TV. Take a look at the tower here. As we get things dialed in, Jose Carvalho also joining us down there in the chat session, so we're good to see him as well. So Todd Robillard joining us in the chat. Thanking everybody for coming out. Take a look at the schedule here. Of course, tonight at Phoenix, 120 laps. Next week, Pocono, the Tricky Triangle. 60 laps there on July the 10th. July the 17th, we'll be at Kansas. A little cookie cutter action. 98 laps there at that track. That's going to be a fun one. Martinsville, speaking of fun tracks, that's going to be a great one. 250 laps coming up on July the 24th. Watkins Glen, Chicagoland, Bristol, and Texas finishing out the season. Take a look at the Discord channel if you're interested in joining HORL and want to do some racing there. This is a perfect place to do it. So there is the invite on Discord, so I can check that out at your leisure. Coming up on Tuesday, we'll be back in action with Sim Racing Mania, and they'll be at Watkins Glen. A little reboot of that track. 60-minute race coming up on July the 7th. It'll be live right here on TurnLeft TV, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Across the pond there in Great Britain. Looks like these guys will be going to qualifications here very, very soon. Take a look at the session results. Paul Brown, the top time here in practice, 26.148. Artur Vieira, Colin Madiak, Danilo Sousa, Jose Carvalho rounding out the top 5. Preston Hassel, Ed Palumbo, Tony Reiner, Tim Lansbury, and Paulo Chachalowski. 6 through 10. So this is Phoenix International in a High Octane Racing League Bushwackers Series. I am your host, Heath Johnson, the broadcaster, the commentator, the guy you want to beat when things go awry. So good luck tonight to all those folks joining us in the chat and watching the stream, and hopefully we got a great race here for you. Well, who won that race last week? Oh my gosh, it was Sean Jacobs in the 46 car. Had a green-white checker and a massive pile up there. Turns 3 and 4. And frozen field, and that gave the win to the 46 car. Jose Carvalho finishes in the 2nd position. Jair Oliveira 3rd. Lawrence Stopworth 4th. Todd Robillard in 5th. So congratulations to Sean Jacobs on that win at Palm Springs last week. Take a look at the side-by-side, make sure that's working. It looks like it is. Thank heavens. Something's working right. Thank you so much for coming in. Peace to everybody. Hope everybody's being cool to one another. Happy Independence Day weekend for those folks here in the United States. And again, thank you for joining us. If you'd like to help Left TV out, you can click on the link down in the description of the channel and follow that over to the Fanatec website. Give those guys a look. If you're interested in purchasing some equipment, please follow that link and help me out here at Left TV. Look at that 13 car. Driving it on the edge there, so hopefully he gets a good lap in. So it looks like we might have a couple more guys running here for qualifications. So side 94, Paulo Chachalowski finishing up his lap there. And get a couple more drivers maybe. Tony Reiner in the 81 car finishing out the qualification attempt. If you're interested in some comics, please give ZiaComics.com a look. Your nerd headquarters. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Your nerd headquarters, ZiaComics.com. Don't forget to check out highoctaneracing.net. if you want to join up in the with HORL, doing some racing. So great place to check out. HORL, highoctaneracing.net. Got a couple more drivers here to finish up their qualification attempt. So it looks like Jose Carvalho has that top time, 26.124. Danilo Sousa second, Paul Brown third, Arthur Vieira fourth. Ed Palumbo qualifies in the fifth position. Preston Hassel is sixth. Colin Madiak seventh. Paulo Chachalowski eighth. Tim Lansbury ninth. Jeff Sickles rounding out the top 10. So we'll take a look at the starting order here. Jose Carvalho qualifies on the pole. Danilo Sousa will start on the outside pole there. Paul Brown third. Arthur Vieira will start in the fourth position. Ed Palumbo will start in fifth. Preston Hassel sixth. Colin Madiak will qualifies in the seventh position. Paulo Chachalowski starts eighth. Tim Lansbury qualifies ninth. Jeff Sickles will start in that 10th position. Tony Reiner 11th. Givaldo Spindola qualifies in the 12th position. Steve Pierce is shown in 13th, and I think we'll have one more driver here joining us that might have gotten kicked. Still waiting on the results to come in here. It looks like there technically is some time left here in the qualification session. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. So we're getting some people coming in the chat. Ismail, vroom vroom, yeah, hey. Tony Reiner coming in here, so thanks again, HJ. You're welcome. So really, really cool that folks come in and watch these broadcasts. I greatly appreciate that. We'll take a look at the YouTube channel. If you are interested and haven't subscribed, I encourage you to do so. But again, thank you so much for coming in, and peace to everybody. Make sure you hit that subscribe button there, and then share my videos with your friends. Any place you can share YouTube videos, you're more than welcome to share my videos here on TurnLeft TV. And then if you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeft TV, you can go right up in the link, up in the banner of the channel, and make a donation straight through PayPal. Appreciate all those folks who have so far. And really, I appreciate you coming out and watching these races. I really cherish the folks who come out and watch, and also subscribe to the channel and so forth. I never thought in a million years that really people that would come out and watch these broadcasts, but it's been awesome for me to watch that. And again, thank you. Hopefully, you're enjoying the broadcasts tonight. And again, please hit that thumbs up button too. Let me know you were here. And we got a good race in store for you tonight here on TurnLeft TV. So just a few minutes left here, or just a few seconds left here in the qualification session. So we're getting ready to go over to warm up. So I think we have a 10-minute warm up session. We'll take a look at the session results here for qualification. Jose Carvalho, 26.124 is that top time. Danilo Sousa, 26.130. Paul Brown, 26.137 is third. Artur Vieira, 26.204. Ed Palumbo, 26.349. See Preston Hassel, Colin Madiak, Paulo Chachalowski, Tim Lansbury, Jeff Sickles rounding out the top 10. Tony Reiner, Givaldo Spindola, Steve Pierce, 11th through 13th. So we're now over in the warm-up session, I believe. It looks like we got about 10 minutes in the warm-up session. Get things rocking. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in. And this is TurnLeft TV. 7 minutes left here in the warm-up session. And thank you so much for coming in, joining me here on Turn Left TV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. Checking out the 54 car. Said he's coming down pit lane here, so very interesting. This can be a challenging pit lane. So not too bad, but can be a little bit of a challenging scenario here coming down pit lane. This is Colin Madiak here, right now shown third in the warm-up session. We'll take a look at the season standings coming into tonight. Sean Jacobs with that big win last week, 84 points. Todd Rubelard just 3 points behind in the second position. Ed Palumbo third. Jair Oliveira shown fourth in points. Dan Chu is fifth. Lauren Stopworth, Richard Brooks, Preston Hassel, Paul Brown, Givaldo Spindola rounding out the top 10. And those are the current point standings after 2 races. About 4 minutes left. William D, not even in the top 10. Ah, well, you know, not showing up tonight. That's not helping you. Big Will. Big Will, the real deal. That was a good rap right there, wasn't it? About 4 minutes left here in warm-up, and we'll get things kicked off. Coming up on Tuesday, we'll be back in action. 2 races to go in this season, Watkins Glen and then Indy. So we'll tackle Watkins Glen on July the 7th with Sim Racing Mania and that IndyCar GT Series season. Very, very fun track, and it's going to be a great one, I think. So 4 p.m. Eastern Time is what time the stream will start, and 9 p.m. local British time. Don't want to miss that. Take a look at Preston Hassel here in the 27 car. He's hoping to have a good solid night here. He's been pretty fast right now, showing 6th in the warm-up session. The 82 of Tim Lansbury, that Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. A couple minutes left here in the warm-up. Oh, thank you so much. That is awesome. Yeah. Some nights are better than others, that's for sure. But thank you so much, Todd, Will. Appreciate that. Appreciate your support and everything you guys do here for HORL. So just a couple minutes left, or actually a minute and a half left before we get this bad boy going. I don't know about you, but I am excited. Came here to do 2 things, broadcast and chew gum, and I'm all out of gum. Actually, I'm putting a stick here in my mouth right now. I promise. So I lied. Now I'm all out of gum. Again, side by side here. Looks like that is working just fine. Might use that periodically tonight. Hopefully, maybe it'll be caution free. Who knows? Paulo got the patriotics scheme going on. The old Pappy throwback scheme. How about that? All right, boys and girls, I think it is that time. It is time to get this bad boy started. 120 laps here at Phoenix. Definitely going to have to do at least one pit stop. You may see, if it stays green, you may see more than that, given the tire wear situation going on right now. So, 120 laps here at Phoenix, and I'm excited about this one. It's going to be a great one.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
All right, boys and girls, this is about the time we get these things rocking and rolling here. So, thank you so much for coming in. Here we go.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, singer, songwriter, megastar, and Ford truck man, Toby Keith.
It's time to get in, sit down, shut up, hold on, drivers, start your engine!
All right, Jose Carvalho starts on the pole here tonight in that, that's a 3X machine. The 1X of Danilo Sousa starts in the second position. In third is the 77 of Paul Brown. Artur Vieira starts in the fourth position in that 78 car. 54 of Ed Palumbo starts in fifth. Preston Hassel in the 27 car starts in the sixth position. Colin Madiak in the 13 starts in seventh. Paulo Chachalowski, Team Chacha, starts in that 94 car in eighth. Tim Lansbury in the 82 is ninth. Jeff Sickles starts 10th in the 29. In 11th is the 81 of Tony Reiner. Jair Oliveira in the 9X machine starts in 12th. In 13th is the 2X of Givaldo Spindola. Steve Pierce in the 7 car starts in 14th. All right, here we go. Off the green, 3X machine. It's a good start here. What happened to that top line there? They did not go. I have no idea what happened there. 3X of Jose Carvalho. Race leader Paul Brown showing second. Ed Palumbo is third. Colin Madiak showing in the fourth position. Tim Lansbury is fifth. Jose Carvalho got a huge finish last week, finishing in that second position. Can he get this race win? He is looking pretty racy right now in that 3X machine. '77 Paul Brown, 54 Ed Palumbo right on his heels. Take a look at Paul Brown here in that 77 car out of the front of his machine. He's starting to close in on that 3X machine. Paul Brown here good at saving those tires. Take a look at Jeff Sickles and Givaldo Spindola here having a battle, that 2X machine and a 29. This is for the 11th position, and it looks like Givaldo Spindola, he's going to end up getting this spot. So Steve Pierce also going to be battling Jeff Sickles here as well. And Steve Pierce on the inside going to try to sneak by Jeff Sickles. Jeff Sickles now back to the 13th position. Take a look at Preston Hassel here in that 27 car. Right now running in the 8th position. He's just trying to bide his time. I know he's got a lot of laps here in practice and throughout the week. Been out this track quite a bit. So Tony Reiner here in the 81 and the 82. Tim Lansbury just ahead of him. Tony Reiner running in the 6th position. The 1X of Danilo Sousa running in 7th. I don't know what happened to those guys on the start, but man, they just did not get started on that outside line. Take a look at Tim Lansbury here running in the 5th position. That Skyline Chili Ford Mustang here looking pretty solid tonight, running in 5th. Running in the 4th position here, starting to put a little pressure on that 54 car, is the 13 of Colin Maniac. So he is running in the 4th position and just a little bit behind there. That 54 starting to put a little pressure on him as Ed Palumbo running in the 3rd position. X of Jair Oliveira having a little bit of a challenge right now as he is a little bit off the pace. He was having some computer issues up almost to race time. So thank heavens he's gotten that thing sort of dialed back in maybe, and at least he's up here on the grid, so good news for him. Preston Hassel here trying to get around Tony Reiner here. This 27 down below that 81 car. Good battle here. This is for the 8th position. Preston Hassel. And that to AMD sponsor number 27. Looks like he picks up that spot. Tony Reiner now falling back to the 9th position. Now, I don't know what happened to Tony Reiner here, but something has... Tony Reiner just about lost it. You saw that. Tony Reiner almost lost that car. He was hanging on here, so we'll take a look again at maybe what happened to Tony Reiner. Tony Reiner here in the 81, and you see the Danilo Sousa in the 1X machine just behind him. Just a little bit earlier, so he was trying to roll up on the 82, Tim Lansbury. So the 1X of Danilo Sousa just behind Tony Reiner. The 81 goes down to the bottom line. Oh, a little contact right there with the 82 car. That's what did it. A little contact with the 82. He was trying to slide underneath that 82, and it did not work. He's going to lose a spot there to the 1X machine. And he is, up against the wall. He really hit the brakes there going into the turn. And he's got some damage there he's going to have to get taken care of. So he has lost some spots. So now we know what happened to the 81 car. And a 1X here climbing up onto the back of the 82. Danilo Sousa and that 1X. Just a little kiss as he goes by. That 82 car, I'm sure he's going to get fired up. He's mad, man. Nobody put any meat in his chili. He is pissed now. So, man, I'll tell you what, Danilo Sousa, he dove that car in. We'll take a look at this again. Watch this. This is coming down into the turn. And just a little bit of contact right here as he slides up and smacks that 82 on his way through. That 82 there getting back up onto the track, and I'm sure he is fired up right now. Paulo Chachalowski and the 27 of Preston Hassel here having a good battle. And the 94 and the 27 battling it out. This is for the 9th position. Preston Hassel here looking out of the front of his machine at Paulo Chachalowski, so everything seems to be pretty calm right now. Back up here and look at our race leader, the 3X of Jose Carvalho. He's led from the start, so having a good night. Paul Brown showing second, Ed Palumbo third, Colin Madiak in fourth. Artur Vieira now in fifth. Take a look at Artur Vieira here running in that 78 car. Having a good run so far, running in the top 5. Take a look at this battle here. Is this starting to heat up? Paul Brown starting to inch up on that 3X machine. Paul Brown there looks like he's backing off that turn and getting a little bit better run off the turn. You see he's got a head of steam coming off the turn. And this is on the backstretch here, coming into turn 3. And it does look like Paul Brown is starting to maybe inch up here on the 3X machine of Jose Carvalho. We've been caution free. Tell you what, man, Preston Hassel and Paulo Chachalowski, these guys just going after it, man. 27 in the 94, getting after it right now. There's a 27 here using that outside line and a little muscle there and gets by Paulo Chachalowski. Taking over that 9th position. Those guys have swapped positions quite a bit here. Take a look at Tim Lansbury, and he's looking for a little payback there on Danilo Sousa and gets by, so Sousa gives him a lot of room on that pass. So Tim Lansbury taking over the 6th position. Danilo in that 1X machine back to 7th. Caution free here, 21 laps in. Jose Carvalho continuing to lead the field. We'll take a look at Ed Palumbo here running in that 54 car. He has a lot of company with the 13 just behind him. Don't forget about Artur Vieira, man. That guy has won a lot of championships, and he is a savvy driver as well, running in the 5th position. Ed Palumbo, one of the best at really understanding your strategy. He realizes what strategies you have, and he counters those strategies probably better than anybody in the business. So the 54 running in the 3rd position right now, and Colin Madiak running in 4th. Artur Vieira shown in the 5th position. And back up here with our race leader. This is Artur Vieira. Excuse me, Jose Carvalho. Sorry, Artur. Sorry, Jose. 77, Paul Brown just behind him. So 1-2. These guys starting to run away from the field a little bit. About 3-second lead over the field is the P1, P2. Danilo Sousa, I think he's on pit lane right now. So it does look like Danilo Sousa has made a pit stop here. First pit stop of the day for Danilo. Comes back out on track, shown in the 14th position. So he said, hey man, I'm going to get some tires on this thing, get some fuel, maybe do a little bit of early pitting here so these guys here have some strategy worked out. The guys that are best at these races are the guys that are able to adjust strategy as the race dictates. We'll take a look at Artur Vieira here in that 78 car. Now he has gotten by Colin Maniac here. We'll take a look at that pass. So the 78 diving down to the inside line here, and the 13 leaving that door open as the 78 of Artur Vieira in that Bass Pro Shops machine taking over the 4th position. Colin Maniac now falling back to 5th. I tell you what, man, Paulo Chachalowski and Preston Hassel, these guys have been in each other's zip code this whole night. And they just keep swapping positions around. You see the 94, Paulo Chachalowski down to the bottom side, that Papyrus-sponsored machine. And Preston Hassel up on that high side. So good battle there. Preston Hassel there diving down to the bottom side, trying to take that position back. Paul Brown here challenging for the race lead. Now 77 car. He's going down to the bottom side. Oh, and look at that, man. Jose Carvalho got stuck behind Jair Oliveira, and oh boy, that is going to fire him up, no doubt. Did you see that? Go here, take a look here. We're on board with Artur Vieira, and he gets stuck right there. He gets stuck behind the 9X machine. And Paul Brown takes advantage of that at 9X. Looks like he might be coming down pit lane, and oh boy, Jose Carvalho, he is going to be fired up. Holy Toledo. Tim Lansbury here in the 82. Guys are starting to make pit stops here. Guys are starting to make some pit stops. Boy, that was an interesting sequence right there. How about this 78 car? Artur Vieira now putting a little pressure on the 54, Ed Palumbo. Steve Pierce, how about this, man? The 7 car. Going to be in that 72 car before long. Sent me his skin. I just haven't had time to get these things tightened up here as far as the car set. But he'll get his skin in. I think he'll be in that Captain Morgan machine. But tonight running in the Xbox-sponsored number 7 car is Steve Pierce. Good to see Steve Pierce out here tonight. The guy's a character, man. I follow him on Facebook, and he has got some great posts. Huge, huge race fan. So good to see him out here, and right now running in the 10th position. Tony Reiner here in the 81. Jeff Sickles battling for position. Looks like Tony Reiner has that 8th position. We'll take a look and see if can't get a look at this. I don't get anything as far as a pass is concerned, but sync up our replay. There we go. 78, Artur Vieira looking on the outside of the 54. The 54, Ed Palumbo, now going to give up that spot as Artur Vieira now takes over 3rd. 54, Ed Palumbo now back to 4th. Take a look at the 29 car here of Jeff Sickles. We've gotten some word that maybe he might have made a pass there on Tony Reiner, but not seeing that on my replay. Preston Hassel coming down pit lane in the 27 car. So we're starting to see some guys making pit stops here. So Preston Hassel on pit lane. Here in the 27, he's now in the 13th position, 35 laps in. So it's not a fuel mileage thing here, so to speak. It is more a tire management race tonight. I'll tell you what, we got a good battle here for the second position. This is Jose Carvalho, Arthur Vieira, and the 1X machine. Oh, man. That was, Givaldo Spindola, I believe. Oh, yeah. Start me. Danilo Sousa. All these guys in these temporary cars. Battling there and smacked the wall, man. He hit hard, too. My heavens. Did you see how hard he hit? Jose Carvalho running in the second position, and he is looking to try to close back in on Paul Brown. Paul Brown appears to have some pretty good tire management going on. Both these guys do. This 3X Camaro here, pretty solid tonight. There's Paul Brown just ahead of him, and you see him really working that wheel through the turn. Again, tire management is key at this track with this setup. We have been caution-free. Take a look at Steve Pierce here in this 7 car, running in the 9th position. Jeff Sickles running in the 8th position in that graphics sponsor number 29. Just ahead of him, Tony Reiner in the 7th position. Good to see Jeff Sickles out. You see Tony Reiner just ahead of him in that Harley-Davidson sponsor number 81 car. This is P7, P8. We're on board here with Jeff Sickles in P8. Indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time by. So the mellow yellow sponsored machine, the number 54 of Ed Palumbo, coming down pit lane. And again, this can get a little dicey here, especially on worn out tires, so you got to be really, really careful. Pit road speed is 50. 77 has not made a pit stop. Stretching it out as you see Ed Palumbo coming down pit lane. Ian, thank you so much for joining us here on TurnLeft TV. This has been a great one here so far. 42 laps, caution-free so far. Not trying to jinx it. We'll double cross her. There we go, double cross. We're double crossed right now. That might have been a gang sign there. I'm sorry. Yeah, Palumbo finishing up his pit stop there. Click on that link down in the description of the channel. If you want to contact me on Discord too, by the way, you can contact me by sending me a message through one of those addresses just below. And then follow me on Twitter at TurnLeftTV, Facebook TurnLeftTV1, and then there's the Discord address right there. It's backwards. You know, it's down below the HORL Discord address. I don't know, man. But hey, thank you so much for coming in and having a little fun here tonight. See Ed Palumbo back out on track now for finishing up his pit stop. I don't think Paul Brown's pitted yet here. I don't think Jose Carvalho, Arthur Vieira, none of those guys have pitted. Take a look at our 4th place car here as we follow the 82, Tim Lansbury in a Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. Paulo Chachalowski just behind him. Running in the 5th position, that 94 car. A good run there for the 82 and the 94. Right now shown in 4th and 5th. Looking out of the back of Tim Lansbury's machine at Paulo Chachalowski, Team Cha-Cha. That guy does some amazing work on build tracks here. Oh, Lansbury way up the track here. Almost scrubs the wall. He might have made a little contact with the wall. That car went just up the track. My heavens. I was just talking about Paulo Chachalowski, the 94. Man, this guy's doing some just absolute flat-out gangster work on some tracks, man. It seems like every week he's releasing a new track that he has converted over, and he's just doing a flat-out great job. So if you haven't been on, he's got ORP out there, O'Reilly Raceway Park. He's got, I think he did a Gateway as well, and doing some road course work. updating some old tracks here as you see the 82 and the 94 and the 27. Side by side there. They split the difference there, it looked like. The 84 and the 82 and the 94 getting after it right now. And this is for the 4th position. 27, Preston Hassel has made that pit stop. He's back in 13th. Those guys are having a good battle. So, good battle there. Tony Reiner on pit lane here in that 81 car. 77 of Paul Brown continuing to lead. Tony Reiner on pit lane. He's finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Now shown in the 13th position. '77 here, pretty solid night shaping up for him. He is, I do not think he has made a pit stop yet. I might be wrong, but I don't think I saw a pit stop out of that guy. He dropped through the fence. What's going on here with the 7 car? Looks like he's having some issues, maybe coming off the track to make a pit stop. Steve Pierce here down on the apron as he might be making a pit stop here in that Xbox-sponsored number 7 car. Steve Pierce, Steve Pierce might be retiring his machine. Something happened to Steve Pierce. And I'm not sure what it was, but he has retired his machine. Look, this is him coming off track here, but he just retired. I mean, he just pulled into the pits and then got over to that open area there on pit lane and just retired. So what a shame. And also it looks like Danilo Sousa has also come down pit lane and retired his machine. Jose Carvalho in the 3X machine shown in second. Now he's been able to open up a little bit of a gap there on Artur Vieira. Artur Vieira running in the 3rd position. Chachalowski now in 4th. So Chachalowski and Tim Lansbury have rekindled that battle. And you see, Chachalowski went down below the yellow line there, out of bounds. Not supposed to do that. Looked like he had dipped below that yellow line here. Take a look at this again. Down on the bottom here, and he's racing that 82. Now, I don't know whether he loses the back end of that. Now, if it's not intentional, it's a little bit different story, but that does definitely looks like dropping down below that yellow line. In the 94, taking a look at him, and he's running in the 4th position. This 78 of Artur Vieira now here getting around Jose Carvalho, and Paul Brown, I think, has made a pit stop here. So I think Paul Brown is on pit lane. Does look like he is making a pit stop here. So wow, the race leader here, pretty fair distance into the race here, 56 laps, and he is now coming down pit lane. 3X also coming down pit lane. Artur Vieira. Excuse me, Jose Carvalho on pit lane. I got to get him straight, don't I? Got to get him straight. Carvalho finishing up his pit stop here, coming back out on track in that 3X machine. Artur Vieira in the 78 car is the race leader. Paulo Chachalowski shown in second. Ed Palumbo third. Tim Lansbury fourth. Colin Madiak is fifth. See Tim Lansbury there in the 82, giving that 78 a little room as he comes through. Colin Madiak shown in fifth. Now we've got some guys all over the track right now. Artur Vieira, our race leader in that 78 car. Tim Lansbury indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane, and the 82 is coming down pit lane to make his second pit stop here. We have been caution-free. 62 laps in. The 78 is the race leader. Paulo Chachalowski, we'll take a look at him. He's running in the second position. Ed Palumbo shown in third in that 54 car. Paul Brown in the 77 car shown in the fourth position. I think our race leader, Artur Vieira, has coming down pit lane here. The 78 making a pit stop here on lap 63. So our race leader, Artur Vieira, making a pit stop here. 78 car on lap 63. Those guys are getting some great tire wear. Paul Brown, Artur Vieira, Jose Carvalho, all those guys extending those battles there as Artur Vieira now coming back out on track, extending those runs, green flag runs. As a 94, Paulo Chachalowski. Is the race leader. Ed Palumbo shown in second. Paul Brown now in the third position after making that pit stop here. We'll take a look at Ed Palumbo here in the 54, running in the second position. The 54 car here creeping up on this 94, Paulo Chachalowski. So the 54, Ed Palumbo here vying for the race lead as he gets around. Paulo Chachalowski now takes over the race lead. The 54, Ed Palumbo, now our new race leader. Paulo Chachalowski in second. Paul Brown in the third position. So the 54, our new race leader here on lap 67. Take a look at our mid-race results-ish. A little past mid-race, but Ed Palumbo, the race leader. Paul Chachalowski second. Paul Brown third. Colin Madiak shown in fourth. Jose Carvalho is fifth. Artur Vieira, Jeff Sickles, Preston Hassel, Jair Oliveira, and Tony Reiner rounding out the top 10. Jair Oliveira here coming down pit lane, shown in the 9th position. Paulo Chachalowski also coming down pit lane. So very interesting here as he had a pretty good run. Had a couple laps leading the race. Guys on different pit strategies here. As this 54, Ed Palumbo, is the race leader, but I would suggest to you that Paul Brown in that 77 car, pitting a little bit later, is probably on better tires here. We'll see. Back up here with Ed Palumbo and kind of see that that battle. Paul Brown there diving down to the bottom side here, trying to take this spot away from the 54. So the 77, Paul Brown, taking that spot here. Now back to the race lead. 54, Ed Palumbo, back to the 2nd position. Guy who's having a pretty good night here is the 13, Colin Madiak. Pretty solid night here for him. And that 13 car running in P3. Jose Carvalho in the 3X machine. You see the 78 of Artur Vieira. How many times have we seen these guys battle over the years? Not only here, but other places as well. A lot of running there in some of those Brazilian leagues, NASCAR, BR. Some of those Brazilian leagues there, but these guys just flat out get after it, man. Jose Carvalho, Artur Vieira. A lot of wins between the two of those guys. Preston Hassel here having a great night, running in the 6th position in that 27 car. Indicating he's going to be coming into down pit lane. 74 laps in, the AMD sponsored Ford Mustang, indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time. That 27 car peeling off the track to come down pit lane. Be very, very careful there. Can't lose the back end of that pretty easily here under with some boogered up tires. Take a look at Tim Lansbury running in the 8th position. That Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. Tony Reiner in the 81, shown in 9th right now. Harley Davidson sponsored Camaro. Jair Oliveira in the 9X machine, shown in the 10th position. Looks like JJ might have had some connection issues. I saw a little warping backwards there for him as we were getting ready to go to another driver. Take a look at 77 here. The race leader. Paul Brown, Ed Palumbo 2nd, Jose Carvalho 3rd, Artur Vieira is 4th, Paul Chachalowski shown in the 5th position. We've got 4 guys. It looks like they've dropped out of the race there. Jeff Sickles, Givaldo Spendola, Steve Pierce, Danilo Sousa, all dropping out of the race, unfortunately. Sorry about that, guys. And Palumbo here in the 54, running in the 2nd position. It's P2 run for him. He's got about 3.5 seconds or so before he's able to close in on Paul Brown. Jose Carvalho shown in 3rd. Artur Vieira is 4th. Team Cha-Cha rounding out the top 5. Paulo Chachalowski in the 94 car in P5. He is the first car 1 lap down. 54, Ed Palumbo indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time. So Very interesting strategies out of these guys and how these differ as the 54 peels off the track to come down pit lane. That has got to be a horrible feeling there, coming down pit lane under green with all those guys at full song, and you got to maintain a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit here. I would suggest to you that Paul Brown's going to have to make one more pit stop at least. You've been caution-free, 82 laps in. Guys were really talking about how challenging this setup was, but I will say that the challenging setups seem to lend themselves to great racing. And look at this, man. We've got a good battle here of Jose Carvalho and Artur Vieira here battling for position. Artur Vieira is going to take that spot as Jose Carvalho on board here with him, now running in the third position. So good pass there by Artur Vieira as he takes over the second spot. We'll take a look at this pass here as the 78, Artur Vieira, goes down to the bottom side here as Jose Carvalho up on that high side in that 3X machine. A good clean pass there. A lot of room from Jose Carvalho. He realized the 78 car was faster and just let him go, and he tucks in that temporary, that 3X Camaro. Who painted those temp schemes, huh? Who was that guy that painted those schemes? I think that's the only one I gave a white top to. I forgot to, on the other Camaros, to include the white top. If I'm not mistaken, I probably didn't do that. I might have. Somebody else out here in one of those? Oliveira is in a Toyota. A little bit of a stripe pattern there, running that 9X machine, running in the 10th position. Lansbury here in the 82, running in 7th, just behind our 10th place car on the track. On board here with Tim Lansbury. Kind of it's a little bit different in-car views as in this mod than what we see with the others. So see, I got to go through the windshield. See, there you go. There's Tim Lansbury at the wheel. They got to do some work on the inside of that car. Look at that. That's a mess. So not quite as good as the stock car mod for that, but you know, work in progress, I'm sure. Ed Palumbo now back off pit lane and now battling that 94 car again. So Ed Palumbo in the 54 gets around the 94 of Paul Chachalowski and takes over the 6th position. Colin Madiak in the 13 and the 82 of Tim Lansbury battling it out. Looks like Colin Madiak gets by. Take a look at this a little bit earlier here as Madiak here in the 13 car gets down below on the bottom line here and takes that spot. Paul Brown in the 77 car, and man, I'll tell you what, he has been putting them, picking them up, putting them down. Look at that, Clayton Perkins joining us in the stream. Oh my gosh, man. How about that? You see big KP here. Clayton Perkins. Hey, Mr. J, it's going all right, man. Enjoying the summer. Hopefully you are as well. Being safe, having fun. Spend a little time with the family and friends, hopefully, and enjoying this month of July. Letting off some fireworks, maybe. But good to see you out. Glad you could make it. And my well wishes go out to you and your family. As Paul Brown, the race leader, Artur Vieira is almost 9 seconds back in the 2nd position. Jose Carvalho in 3rd, Ed Palumbo 4th. Paulo Chachalowski in the 5th position. Tell you what, man, Colin Maniac in a 13 car here. He's starting to run down that 94 car. just ahead. So, and the 94 dipping below that yellow line. Looked like the 94 might have been dipping back down below that that yellow line there. Take a look at Tim Lansbury here in the 82. Running in the 7th position. Jair Oliveira now running in 10th here. He's had a tough night here right off the bat. He did not have a very good start. Now, I'm not exactly sure what happened to him, but nonetheless, he's had a challenging night. '77 of Paul Brown here with under 30 laps to go is our race leader. Artevieta is second. Jose Carvalho third, Ed Palumbo fourth, Paulo Chachalowski in the 5th position. Tony Reiner in the 81 car shown in the 9th spot. That Harley-Davidson sponsored machine. Preston Hassel in 8th, 27 car. That AMD sponsored machine. Here's our top 10. Paul Brown, Artur Vieira, Jose Carvalho, Ed Palumbo team. Chachalowski, Paulo is 5th, Colin Madiak 6th, Tim Lansbury 7th, Preston Hassel 8th, Tony Reiner 9th, and Jair Oliveira is 10th. Tony Reiner coming down pit lane in that 81 car. Here taking his, I would imagine, his final pit stop of the evening. He's got an awkward pit. Oh, it actually looks like he might have retired his machine. When Tony Reiner retires his machine, gives up a spot there, it looks like. As Paul Brown in the 77 car continuing to pace the field. Caution free so far. Not trying to jinx it or anything. Take a look at Artur Vieira here, running in the 2nd position. 8.2 seconds back to the race leader. Paul Brown is really having a great night here. I don't know what strategy he's got as far as tire saving, but it has worked. Sandro Kelmer in here as well. How about that, man? Sandro Kelmer, you need to be on the track right now, buddy. So, Sandro Kelmer joining us in here. Good to see you, Sandro. He's at the right place now, that's for sure. Take a look at Jose Carvalho in the 3X machine. He's running in the 3rd position. Is got their Colin Madiak and Paulo Chachalowski having a battle. This is 4th position. Paulo Chachalowski running in the 5th spot as Colin Madiak in that 13 car. Running just behind him, and we're on board here with Paulo Chachalowski. He's trying to hold on to that spot. There's Colin Madiak running in the 6th spot here, closing in, and they got a little bit of they got that 3X machine out there on older tires just ahead of them. And you see PT there smacking the wall. That 94 car, Colin Madiak closing in, and is he going to be able to pull off this pass here? So he is closed in on the 94. Good tight battle here. This is for the 5th spot. The 13 and the 94 battling it out. And I'll tell you what, Jose Carvalho looking out of the back of his machine, he sees that battle. We don't, but there you go. Look at that. Colin Madiak down to the inside line. Good side-by-side battle here, and this is 4th position. Because we're going to find it. Where's it at? There's it at. There it is. Oh, my God. 13 makes that pass. 94, Paulo Chachalowski back to 6. Colin Madiak now picks up P5. Never fear. We've got the replay. There we go. Good side-by-side battle there between PT and Colin Madiak. And Colin Madiak picks up that spot. Paulo now back to 6th. Starting to wind this down, boys and girls. Wind it down here. Lap 104, scheduled for 120. And we have been caution-free. As Paul Brown has really not been able to extend that lead over Artur Vieira. It's at 8 seconds, and if anything, it's been shaved just a little bit. I think it was in the higher 8 range. As Artur Vieira running in the 2nd position, and Paul Brown, our race leader, the 77 car of Artur Vieira here, is having a good night. Jose Carvalho also having a good night running in P3. Again, we'll take a look at the point standings coming into tonight. Sean Jacobs, the points leader, Todd Robillard 2nd, Ed Palumbo 3rd, Jair Oliveira 4th, Dan Chu 5th, Lawrence Stopworth 6th, Richard Brooks 7th, Preston Hassel 8th, Paul Brown 9th, Givaldo Spindola 10th, coming into tonight's race. Jose here running in that 3X machine. Running in the 3rd position. Take a look at Ed Palumbo here in the 54, running in 4th. Here on lap 107, the 54 car. Having a pretty solid top 5 run tonight. Colin Madiak here in the 13 car. Diving below the 27. Preston Hassel running in the 8th position as Colin Madiak gets by. Not 4th position, just position on the track as 27 car tucks in. Take a look at Preston Hassel here. He's running in the 8th position. That AMD sponsored machine. What a good looking paint scheme. Who did that? He is really complaining about how used up those tires are. He's just trying to limp this bad boy home here for the for an 8th place finish here. 10 laps to go. What, 10 laps to go, boys and girls, and it has been an exciting race. Caution-free here at a track with a very challenging setup. These guys were really talking about how challenging this setup was for them coming in. Very tight setup, they said, and it really was cooking those right side tires. But these guys have made the best of it here. They've taken given each other a lot of room, and we've been caution-free here tonight. Right now, the 77 car is in control, but he's backed off there a little bit as Artur Vieira has been able to chip into that lead somewhat. So Artur Vieira in the 78 car now has that down to 7 seconds. So he's gained a second on Paul Brown. The question is Who's got a pit stop left in them? Does Paul Brown have to come down pit lane? I don't think so, but he may. 77 car. About a 7-second lead over Artur Vieira. Jose Carvalho third. Ed Palumbo fourth. Colin Madiak running in that top 5. Looks like we've had 5 guys drop out of the race. Yeah, I forgot to call who I thought was going to win this race. I'm going to go ahead and do this now, but I think the 77 car is my pick to win this race. I know I'm going out on a limb here right now, as he has a 7-second lead over Artur Vieira. Jose Carvalho in third, Ed Palumbo fourth, Colin Madiak fifth, PT Paulo Chachalowski sixth, Tim Lansbury seventh, Preston Hassel eighth, Jair Oliveira ninth. There's the car still in the race. 5 laps to go. Take a look at Ed Palumbo here, running in the 4th position. Here on lap 118. I can't forfeit my... Hey, I cannot forfeit the pick. Come on. That ain't right, man. That ain't right. Also, I can wait till at least halfway then, right? Okay. That's the latest I can wait until I have to make a pick here, huh? 2 laps to go, I believe. It's a 77 car. He has been the class of the field tonight. He's had this tire strategy worked out. And the 77 of Paul Brown as looks like he is going to take the victory here tonight at Phoenix. Got 1 lap to go. He's starting to roll up on a little bit of lap traffic here. I would suggest you he's not going to worry too much about them as he coming down the backstretch there. There's that dog leg in the middle of the backstretch. As the 77 car, Paul Brown, pit strategy, tire strategy. Get that car up front, keep it up front, and gets the race win here at Phoenix. What a big win there for the 77 car. So Paul Brown gets that race win in the 77 here at Phoenix. Artur Vieira finishes in the 2nd position. Jose Carvalho finishes in 3rd. So wow, what a big win there for Paul Brown. Artur Vieira 2nd, Jose Carvalho 3rd, Ed Palumbo 4th. Colin Madiak finishes in the 5th position. Take a look at the final results here. Paul Brown, our race victor. Arthur Vieira is second. Jose Carvalho third. Ed Palumbo fourth. Colin Madiak rounding out the top five. Paulo Chachalowski finishes in the sixth position. Tim Lansbury seventh. Preston Hassel eighth. Jair Oliveira ninth. And Tony Reiner rounding out the top 10. Take a look at Jeff Sickles, Givaldo Spindola, Steve Pierce, Danilo Sousa, 11th through 14. We'll see if we can't get. We'll see if we can't get our race winner up here. We'll do a few things here. All right, Paul Brown, we'll get him up in the booth here in just a second. We got a few things we've got to get done here, but big win here for him. Just a great race there. Tire strategy worked out for him, definitely. All right, we got Paul Brown up here in the booth with us. Congratulations, man. That is a great race there for you, caution-free.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I don't know if I could have pulled it off if it hadn't gone caution-free. I didn't have the strongest car to start. But hey, it's been a long time since I've been in the TurnLeft TV broadcast booth.
How about that, huh?
Yeah.
I know. Thanks for being patient here. We had a ton of things we had to do there at the end, and getting a screenshot and changing the name and all that stuff. But thank you for being patient, and congratulations, first win of the season.
Yeah, the first two races were pretty rough. But last week airborne, and yeah, so I'm grateful for the win tonight. It's pretty awesome.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you put on some, or maybe a little bit in traction there over through the week there after that airborne finish last week. That was wild. That's one of the wildest wrecks I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, that was something. I don't know. Just hit that wall just right, I guess.
We'll talk a little bit about how the tire strategy, it seemed like you were just getting better tire management than the rest of these guys. You really waited a long time before making a pit stop.
It's Phoenix. If you can hit your marks at Phoenix, lap after lap, you can save your tires. You get to even a couple of laps too deep in the corner, and where that right front, it just seems like it keeps wearing after that. It's a weird track. Yeah, just let the race, progress. I wasn't pushing it. I wasn't trying to pass anybody when I was running second and third there. Just try to let the race come to you.
Well, tonight, of course, we're way out west, but next week we're going to be in your home state of Pennsylvania with Pocono. How do you feel about that track? I think it's one of those tracks for me that there's really no in between. I mean, you either hate the thing or you love the thing. Yeah,
Pocono's not a bad track. It's a weird track. Obviously, you got 3 different corners, and Pocono's all about turn 3, as far as I'm concerned. If you can get turn 3 nailed down, you got it.
Well, for me, it's always been turn 2 for whatever reason. It seems like for everybody else, it seems to be the easiest turn, the one like you see at Indy. But man, I've never been able to master that turn. I scrub off so much speed through there.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Turn 2, you either scrub off a lot of speed or you hit it just right, and no, you didn't. You bounce off the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's exactly where I'm at. Yeah, there's no in between for me. I never seem to hit the sweet spot. But what a great race for you. Caution free too, man. How about that, huh?
Yeah, that was awesome. The guys did a great job tonight in that race. They did really well.
Well, you had a little bit of time to try to work on Jose Carvalho and get the race lead. Talk about that a little bit, and just seemed like you were patient there on maybe wearing him down somewhat and making that pass.
Yeah, like I thought. So there was a couple times I tried to run him a little bit hard. Tried to make him second guess what I was going to do, running the outside a little bit. And it didn't seem to fluster him at all. And then we caught lap traffic, and I don't know what happened with Jair, I can't pronounce his name. Jair, that's it. But it looked like he had a little lag, and Jose had to check up. And that's as soon as I got by, I knew I had a little bit stronger car if I was out front. So that's all it took.
And then I've got to really wonder what happened to that outside line on the start. I mean, they just like disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know. Bad restart, I guess, in second place, but yeah, so it kind of messed up the whole start. But.
Well, hey, thanks so much for coming up here to the booth, and congratulations on a big race win here in that Outlaw Racing Fuels number 77 car. Good to see that in victory lane.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for putting this on.
Yeah, thank you for all your help, and we'll see you next week at, well, I'm sure I'll be talking to you before then, but on the track, we'll see you at Pocono.
Sounds good.
All right, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, that's Paul Brown. Paul Brown joining us up here in the broadcast booth, and a big win for him here at Phoenix. Caution-free tonight, 120 laps caution-free at Phoenix. How about that, huh? Great stuff there. Great stuff. We got some more great racing coming your way next week on Tuesday. 60-minute race from Watkins Glen International. Sim Racing Mania, the IndyCar GT Series season. These guys got 2 races to go, Watkins Glen and then Indy, and a full-length race coming at Indy on July the 14th. That will be a great one. So don't want to miss it. First things first, we got July the 7th with Watkins Glen, and you can see that live here on TurnLeft TV at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 9 p.m. across the pond there in Great Britain. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming out to the YouTube channel and checking out TurnLeft TV. Always appreciate people coming out, and I want to say peace to everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast. No caution flags tonight, so I didn't get to do some of the things I wanted to do. But nonetheless, hey, I'm not going to trade that for a caution-filled race. This was a great one tonight, and I want to wish everybody here in the United States a happy Independence Day weekend, and hopefully everybody comes back with all of their fingers and toes and no burns, and you know how it goes. Don't be aiming bottle rockets at people. That's a no-no. Maybe when we were young we could do that, but no, I'm just kidding. Like I've never seen that happen before. Hey, thanks so much for coming out. If you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to do so. Share these videos with your friends. Any social media platform, you're welcome to share my videos. Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you can share YouTube videos. I encourage you to share these. But thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeft TV. Please hit that subscribe button. It's right there. And then if you'd like to make a donation, please make that donation by clicking on the link up in the banner of the channel, and you can make a donation right through PayPal. Thumbs up tells me you were here. Appreciate you guys coming in and joining me here on TurnLeft TV. If you're interested in some comics, please give ZiaComics.com a look. Your nerd headquarters. These guys have it all, man. You definitely want to give them a shout and tell them Heath sent you. They'll definitely know who you are. If they tell you if you say Heath sent you, they know who I am. So no, thank you so much for coming in and check those guys out. Those guys do a great job and really getting some great comics. And they're all about the comics, man. I tell you. So Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to check us out at highoctaneracing.net. That's highoctaneracing.net. And to help us out, so you can check out the website. I just started working on this. I'm not much of a website designer, but trying to get a few things there going on and a pretty good look. But there's the website. If you'd like to check that out, we'd appreciate your visit. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here on Turn Left TV. Thank you so much for coming in. Until next time, I'm out of here.